All right, guys, so we're about to see some incoming mail that I got from MVD Entertainment, which means a bunch of different boutiques of movies that are coming out in the coming months. So you're probably going to get the first look at these before most people get to see them. So buckle up, my friends. Let's get into it.
Time for incoming mail!
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing some unboxings of some mail and some stuff I got recently. One of them I already opened from like a couple of days ago or a week ago. And these are movies that are coming out between the 16th of September and like November 14th. So there's stuff that you won't be able to see and you'll be able to see ahead of time here on this channel. Thank you, MVD, for sending this out to me, along with all the boutiques that I'm going to go over, where you can pick them up, pre-order them, when, all that stuff. All the information will be located down below, so you can get whatever you need. So I got this package, which I've crossed out the information on the front just in case. Plus I've got a few extra things here that I'm not going to show you what they are, that we'll do afterwards that I got. But this one I just got in the mail today, and it's a pretty heavy one. I kind of know it's already in here a little bit, but you know, I figured I'd open it up with you guys to show you so I can get ahead of it a little bit. I will be doing reviews of some of these, probably after the date that some of these release, but at least you can know about them ahead of time, and then you can pick them up yourself. You know what I mean? If you want to get them ahead of time. Oh, wow. So there's a box within a box. Boxception. Oh. We'll just grab the one on the bottom first and see what it is. Ah, yes. Okay, so a little bit about this one. Plemke, who is a follower of the channel, is also a big fan of this and sent this out to me. He sent me all of them ahead of time. So I'm going to be able to make comparisons because there's a new boutique label that's putting this particular set of movies out that you once could pick up at Unearthed and or from the original creator and stuff like that. And this one is some of the more disturbing animation stuff that you've ever seen. And yes, I mean the most disturbing animation that you've probably ever seen. This is Where the Dead Go to Die. He's watching you, and he loves you. So this has a new boutique label called Mountain Oddities Home Video, which is, I believe, teaming up with MVD Visual, which MVD does a lot of distribution for a lot of boutique labels, and they work together to produce these releases. This is the first time I've ever had a Mountain Oddities home video release. I'm going to be comparing it to the older releases. This one in particular, woo! This one's the first one I ever saw, and I remember this is by Screamer Claus. Screamer Claus used to be a musician, sort of DJ guy who would create a lot of, I forget what it was called, like gabber? I forget the terminology, but extremely hardcore, like fast, like electronic music that was like, it was really fast, and he would wear a paper bag on his head, and he went by Screamer Claus. And back in the days of the MySpace days, he was actually selling this by himself, and then he got distribution later on. But he also messed with, like, you know, visuals and stuff like that, like 3D visuals and things on his computer, and created some pretty dark, disturbing shit. And this one is about a troubled group of children, it says, who are haunted by a dog named Labby, who brings them on surreal hell rides between different dimensions and time periods.
It was for the greater good.
But he killed himself.
Tommy, this is God's will.
I remember that the beginning of this movie was about this little kid who had a dog who was a demonic dog that was like possessed by Satan. And this dog is like convincing the child to do some of the most heinous shit to him and his family. His mom is pregnant, which makes it even so much worse in some places that you're like, what? No? Really? Yes. But the dog says, Well, you were born first, so there's only enough milk for the first child. The second born child will be Satan's child, and you have to stop Satan because you know how bad he is, because the milk gets spoiled after the first child. And it's like, what? What the fuck? Extremely fucked up story, guys. Like, I'm not joking. Like, you're going to be offended by this movie. I'm not joking. I've seen this. I had a copy years ago. Plemke got me another copy, which I'll show you here in a second. Let me see if I can find the other one. Yes, okay. So this is one of the sequels. It's not really about the same thing or anything. It's just another story called When Blackbirds Fly. Obedience is bliss. Curiosity is death. Now this one says, also by Mountain Oddities Home Video, is an animated pre-apocalyptic propaganda nightmare set in another dimension. It's more of that crazy stuff, probably a little bit more surreal on this one than any kind of horror stuff, but it definitely is horror themed. So these two combined from Mountain Oddities Home Video. Plemke, and I had to show these because I never got around to reviewing these and I should have done it a lot sooner. But now we can compare them, so this is a good thing too. So Plemke, thank you. We have the original. This is the unearthed one. This is actually the second version of it. The original one that I had, I bought directly from Screamer Claus over MySpace. I literally gave him PayPal money and then he sent it out to me. But this is the unearthed version, which I think they worked with MVD on this one as well. And then this is another MVD visual one. I guess they have the rights to it. When Blackbirds Fly, this is the older version of that, has had a couple of different iterations of it as well. And then Plemke got me this, which is the direct from the Screamer Claus, who signed it on the front there, if you could see. When he couldn't get this promoted, this is like all the shorts and everything that are like really, I mean, extremely bad. It's a 73-minute full feature film, and then they got the behind the scenes remakes, clip, Easter eggs, trailers, short films, and everything. That Plemke sent me this. This is rare as fuck, by the way. And in fact, this in particular is also kind of rare as well. It's going for like $500 on Amazon. I don't know why. I'm going to compare all the extras on these with these new ones from Mountain Oddities Home Video. So yeah. And of course, both of these are coming out on the 16th of September as well. Now, I'm not going to have it done by the 16th. It'll be somewhere near it. So if you guys want to get a jump on this and then see what I think about these films afterwards so we can watch it together, hey, jump on this. If you like disturbing animated cinema, I can't promise you it's going to be the best thing you've ever seen, but I can guarantee you, you're going to be disturbed. The Traumatic Special Edition of The Last Horror Film, featuring the music of Depeche Mode, by the way. Yes, this is the Blu-ray edition that has come out, and it's kind of like losing its focus there. But anyway, it's directed by David Winters, and it's got Joe Spinell in it, which this actually has a New York taxi driver stalks a beautiful actress attending the Cannes Film Festival, which coincides with a series of violent killings of the lady friends. This is coming out on the September 16th, so you can pick it up or pre-order it now. I mean, this should be out beforehand, so if you want to pre-order it or whatever, it should come to your doorstep probably the day that it actually releases, but there's links down below. Now, I've never seen this. I need to see it, so thank you for sending it out. And we got this one I'm pretty excited about as well, because I did a volume 1 of it. This is a Radiance Films box set called Daiei Gothic Volume 2, Japanese Ghost Stories. 3 stories in it from the people who did the Yokai Monsters Spook Warfare, which was actually a really good movie by Kimayoshi Yasuda, and Tokuza Tanaka, the Snow Woman, which was another one of my favorites in the box set before it, which is right here. I knew this was coming, so I kind of prepared for this a little bit. But this was the first box set. I did a review of this. I'll put a link down below for you guys to check it out. Very interesting stories, a little bit older, you know, like 60s, 50s and stuff. Yeah, this is the new one that's coming out, and this one is coming out October 14th in the US and October 13th in the UK from Radiance Films. If you know anything about Radiance Films, they do a fantastic job on their box sets and their movies in particular. I really like their stuff. We got The Demon on Mount Oi, The Haunted Castle, and The Ghost of Kasani Swamp. So yeah, October 14th, October 13th, check it out. And then we do also have some stuff I was sent last week, right on the cusp there, that I didn't get a chance to talk about for Mail Day. And that is So Unreal, which is a Blu-ray where Debbie Harry actually narrates sort of like this journey of stuff about the cyber cinema that they had of the 80s and the 90s, exploring AI and VR and digital dreams and films like The Matrix, Tron, probably Lawnmower Man, and some of those like music video things that they did there. I can't remember what the names of them were, but they had like this series of tapes were like music that went along with this like crazy 3D animation. And this is sort of like a documentary about all of that stuff that was happening in the 80s and 90s. And I think it's really cool, like to have Deborah Harry narrate all of that on top of it. So I thought this would be a really fun look to check out. This is coming out on September 16th as well. So if this interests you, you can pick up a copy of that on Blu-ray. We also have Tim Ritter Collection, the Tim Ritter Collection, the SOV years, which holy shit, this has like, we're talking like 43 hours or something crazy amount of like, extras on this. This is a Twisted Illusions from the original 1985 VHS release, which has the Truth or Dare segment, which he did the movie Truth or Dare and Truth or Dare Legacy. He has Twisted Illusion, which I think those are anthologies. I'm not 100% sure, but he came back to do Twisted Illusions 2, which is on this. And this is the original 2004 unreleased cut with drive-in ads, which is pretty cool. They also have Creep, which is the original 1995 VHS cut. We have Dirty Cop No Donut, the original 1998 VHS release. Then Dirty Cop No Donut 2, I Am a Pig, the original 2000 VHS release restored. And then we have the Reconciled Through the Christ, which is the original 2005 release. And all of these have been upscaled from the original, versions to be, Blu-ray. They're not going to be perfect, looking, but from my experience, they are pretty nice to have on Blu-ray because you can have so many extras for each of these movies. And believe me, there are commentary tracks and extras. We got Elijah Wood in here talking about all this kind of stuff that's in here. Elijah Wood is a big fan of some of the early Tim Ritter stuff. A lot of people may know the movie Killing Spree, which is one of my favorite Tim Ritter films, although it's not a SOV shot on video film. It is a film actually, which I love, about this guy who has a girlfriend and a boss who's cheating on him, and he's like a handyman, and he goes crazy and starts killing everybody with like all the stuff in the house, like a killer fan and all kinds of other stuff, which is great. But by the end of the movie, it completely shifts gears into like a zombie film, which is amazing. But yeah, I've never caught all of his films. So having all of these to see for the first time on, one package is pretty fucking cool. It is coming out November 11th, and I'll let you peek inside a little to see. Links down below, by the way. And then last but not least, we have another one from SRS, which that one was also from SRS, by the way. They're putting out all these. They do a lot of like really indie stuff. So if you're a big fan of SOV stuff or like really underground shit, you definitely want to check them out. This is The Devil's Music, and I believe this one's actually coming out on this, October 14th on this one. This looks a lot more like demonic stuff going on in here. Because like if you look at the pictures in here, they're like leaking all this white liquid while this guy in a mask is kind of checking in. And it even says on the back here, a group of friends on a weekend getaway are caught between hulking serial killer and one of their own possessed by recording of an ancient ritual. So that guy's the hulking serial killer beast. It looked kind of really stylish, even if it was in that sort of 80s style. that like just bleeds like, you know, it's just cool looking and it just looks pretty cool. Here's some of the extras on it if you want to take a look. But I'll put a link to everything down below so that you can check it out for yourself. And I'm going to try to get on these as soon as possible to watch them. Thank you, MVD, for sending these out to me. They have been amazing to us on this channel. So thank you so much for helping provide this stuff to show you guys what's out there and what you might be missing that a lot of channels aren't talking about. Thank you, Mountain Oddities. Thank you, SRS. Thank you, Radiance Films. Thank you, what is this? It's SRS. We just got a lot here. I'm sorry. Thanks for coming by. And as always, long live the void.